Shifting the goal. We are not shifting the goalpost at all. Our goalpost has been one and it will remain one. That we want to have a debate on an adjournment motion because an adjournment motion is a motion which has an element of censure in it.
But did you also not want the Prime Minister's presence?
We wanted his presence.
काले धन पर अंकुश लगाने के लिए फैसला ऐसा होना चाहिए जिससे पूरे देश की जनता आसमान के नीचे आकर खड़ी ना हो जाए। केंद्र की सरकार ने बिना पूरी तैयारी के जल्दबाजी में जो नोटबंदी का फैसला लिया है, मैं समझती हूँ ये इनका फैसला बिल्कुल गलत है। पूरी तैयारी के साथ फैसला लेना चाहिए था।
Left shaking hands with the Congress and the TMC. This is a unique opposition of sorts, forgetting political rivalry. People are coming together. Sitaram Yechuri standing hand in hand with the left. Satish Mishra right there, along with Ram Gopal Yadav. So regional rivals actually gathering together, collecting together to mount their opposition, forming a human chain. You can see a human chain has been formed by the MPs of the Rajya Sabha and the Lok Sabha. The opposition mounting pressure. We have the DMK and the AIDMK actually standing shoulder to shoulder in protest against demonetization. Ma'am, although in the state you keep fighting amongst each other, demonetization, let me finish this. Demonetization has got you together.
1 second. It's a burning issue affecting ordinary people, and of course it's very good that the whole opposition has come together to address it.
Sir, you have your differences with the DMK, but right now you're just standing.
No.
You're together on demonetization.
No. We are opposed.
Okay, we'll go straight across to India Today's executive editor, Javed Ansari. Javed, I was just, seeing that report by Maushmi. It's interesting and so rightly said that in politics there are no permanent friends or enemies. We are seeing this very rare opposition unity just outside Parliament.
Yes, indeed we are. And to talk about all this and more, I have Mr. Tiruchi Siva of the DMK, and on my right, Mr. Rajeev Chandrasekhar. He's an independent MP, but largely supportive of the Narendra Modi-led government. Let me put that question to the DMK MP. Today we saw this unprecedented scene where, cutting across differences, political opposition parties were united. You and the AIDMK were standing shoulder to shoulder. What does it say?
See, from the West Bengal, the Trinamool and the Marxists have come together. Were in the protest, and from the Uttar Pradesh, Bahujan Samaj Party and Samajwadi was there. Likewise from Tamil Nadu also, because the issue is common. Everyone is concerned about the people.
Why? You are against black money?
Not at all. See, the approach of the government, rather the ill-conceived decision which has been made and not adequately planned, he has announced a very big decision which has brought mal effects. Instead of curbing the black money, see, they say that 1,000 rupees notes and 500 rupee notes will increase black money, whereas 2,000 rupee note are in the hands of the terrorists now. How did they go? So it is not that. It is not that. Now the common people are in distress, that they are devastated the life of the poor, and of course the economy of the country is crippled, and that's why the protest.
Rajiv, you've been largely supportive, but do you buy into this argument that a lot of people, it was ill-conceived, wasn't thought out, and that the ordinary folks are being put to tremendous amount of distress?
No, I don't buy it at all. I think there are many things that I have a difference with the opposition. One is that they asked for a debate on Monday in the Business Advisory Council. The government agreed to a debate. I think it was their responsibility to ensure that the debate that they started, the Congress initiated the debate, that the debate was taken to its logical conclusion. And
why doesn't the Prime Minister intervene? Why didn't the Prime Minister come to the House?
I don't understand the logic of the Prime Minister intervening in a debate when a debate is a debate with the leader of the House or the Rajya Sabha.
Because the Prime Minister took it upon himself to make this announcement, which in itself is unusual, because usually this falls under the domain either of the Finance Minister or the RBI Governor. Since the Prime Minister is taking credit for this decision, isn't it incumbent upon him that he should also come and answer queries?
No, absolutely not. I think today if there is a military action on the borders, it's the defense minister that answers and is accountable to the parliament. If there's a railway accident in the North India, it is a railway minister that is accountable for it.
So is it your case that Prime Minister is not accountable to Parliament?
The ministry, when there is a ministry that is responsible for the particular action, it is convention within Parliament that the minister responds to that. It has been going on since 1947 and 1950.
Rajeev ji, let me play the devil's advocate. The heavens will not fall if the Prime Minister comes in.
So I think that that is the so you have moved your point from why isn't he coming to why doesn't he come. Now that is not something that the opposition that has started a debate and abandons the debate in between has any locus to argue for.
One last question to you, Rajeev ji. But there is a tremendous amount of distress that people in the countryside are facing. There are long queues. There are reports of people dying in queues, a child dying because her father was unable to withdraw money from the bank. Is this not cause for concern?
No, I have written about this and I have said this, and this is what I would have said in Parliament as well if I was allowed to speak, that this disruption was expected. Yes, I agree with you that the poor and the people living in rural areas which are underbanked and are far away from banks are suffering the most. And I believe the government and the Prime Minister will reach out to them after this disruption is done and do what is legitimately due for them.
Why is it that we don't see any of the question that people are asking? I spent 4 days in the countryside and I've just come back yesterday. The question that we were repeatedly asked, why is it that we have to stand in queues for 5 hours to withdraw our own money, whereas none of the corporate honchos, no politicians, no Prime Minister, no minister has been seen in line?
That question has to be posed to the government. Actually, they told that black money will be curbed and they will unearth all the black money, whereas only the poorer people are put to suffering. See, the perishable goods produced by the agriculturists are becoming waste. Fish are rotting and flowers, vegetables are all not to be sold because of...
One last question before we wrap up. We are running out of time. Will Parliament function? Will you agree to a situation where the debate goes on and the Prime Minister may not part, or is it absolutely essential that you will not relent from your demand of Prime Minister being present?
Since it is the Prime Minister who made the announcement outside the Parliament, it is his legitimate responsibility to come and respond to the debate in the Parliament. This has been a convention. We want to know who is the head of the government, the Finance Minister or the Prime Minister.
Avantika, the battle lines absolutely drawn, neither side willing to budge an inch. So much of what we've seen in the last couple of days likely to continue.
Oh, absolutely. But Javed,